Hello everyone and welcome to another Python video tutorial. Today we are diving deep into one of Python's most fundamental and powerful data structures, lists. Lists are incredibly versatile for storing and manipulating data. In this video, I will walk you through what lists are, how to create them, common operations, and the most useful list methods, all with hands-on code examples. Let's get started. So, what exactly is a Python list? Lists are ordered, mutable collection of items. This means items maintain their position and you can modify lists anytime you want. You can create lists by using square brackets and items are separated by commas. This is very easy for someone who started Python yet. It also allows duplicates and mixed type items. So you can store string, integer, and maybe another list in a single variable, and you can have the same item multiple times. Let's start by creating a list of superpowers related with a game like this. Let's call our list superpowers equals flight, super speed, and super jump. So these are our skills in the game. Now, if I want to print this, let's print and see what exists currently. So if we print this, we can see it outputs flight, comma, super speed, comma, super jump. So our list is created. Instead of this, can also define a mixed list like this one. Mixed list equals 1 flight. So flight is activated, 0 super speed. So super speed is disabled and 1 super jump. So super jump is activated. It represents things like this. So we can print it to print mixed list. After we run that, we can see this list is also created so we can keep mixed elements in one list. We can also store duplicate elements here, like 1. Now let's try to access list elements. So I want to access first or second element, what I will use. I will try to access it by using its index. So let's print first superpower here, superpowers, superpowers at 0. So if I print it, you can see it prints light. I want to access second element. If you remember, it starts from 0, it's 0 indexed, so I have to write 1. So I typed 1 and if I run it, I can see super speed. You can also use negative indexing to access items from the end of the list. So if you write -1 here and -2 here, you will access the last item and second to last item. So be careful here. As you can see, it prints out super jump and super speed. It started from the last item and after that it printed second to last item. This goes on. You can also write -3 to access flight. What happens if you try to access an index that does not exist? You will get an index error. So always make sure your index is valid. So if you try to access print superpowers 5, it says list index out of range, so you get an index error. Sometimes you want to grab a portion of a list. That's where slicing comes in. The syntax is same as range, like this one, list list. So start colon, stop colon, step. That's all. It's simple as that. For example, we are still using the lists above, so let's print superpowers, powers, 1, 2, 2. So what does it mean? It actually means super speed only because the 2 is not inclusive. Now let's try it on the larger list and print mixed list 1, 2, 4. If I do that, you can see light 0 and super speed is included in output. So I started at 1 and stopped at 4. And again, 4 is not included, of course. If I want to get first 3 items only. So if I want to get first 3 items only, what are these? The items at indices 0, 1, and 2. So what I'm going to do is leave a blank for start and step. So only use stop. So you can use your syntax like this. So let's say 3. As you remember, the third index here is not included. So we can get 0, 1, and 2. If we print it, we can see 1, flight, and 0. So it's successful. If I want to get items after 3, so items after 3, for this, we can only use start. So I will do it like this, and others are blank. So it printed out super speed 1 and super jump. So it got after this one. So after this one, super speed 1 and super jump comes. If you want to get every second item, so let's do it something like this using step only. So leave start and stop blank and write 2. You will get 0, 2, and 4. So even ones here because you used a step of 2. If you change it to 3, you get 1 and super speed. So it starts from 0, prints super speed every third item here. So slicing is super powerful for extracting subsets of data. You can even use negative indices or reverse the list. So let's reverse the list. Let's use -1 to start from last item. As you can see, it prints super jump 1, super speed 0, flight, and 1. So it reverses the list. But if you use a step of 0, so it says last step cannot be 0, be careful here, but you can opt 1, as you can see, and it will print list directly. If you use -1 instead of this, it will print from reverse. So if you use -2, it says, as you can see, super jump, super speed, and flight. Reverse of what we have done before. Now let's see how we can modify the lists. Since lists are mutable, you can change their contents. Here are a few ways to do that. First, we can try updating item by index. So you can just type superpowers 0, superpowers 0 equals. For example, we want to change flight to supervision. And after that, let's print superpowers. Let's print superpowers. As you can see, it's updated to supervision. You can repeat this process for other indices. It's valid for all indices here, so I can change all of them like this. You can also modify a list by adding an element. So let's say superpowers dot append. Append adds to the end of the list. Be careful here. So you can see supervision at the end. Now let's try to insert at a specific index. Let's say insert instead of append. But now you have to specify index if you want to add to some specific position. If I run it, it says insert expected two arguments got one. So you have to do that. So let's insert it to index one. If I run it, we can see flight supervision. So supervision is currently at index one. We can also remove the first occurrence of an item. So if I write superpowers dot remove super speed and run it, we can see super speed is currently removed. It removed first occurrence of it. If there was duplicates like light, and if I type light here, as you can see, it removes only the first occurrence. So you can repeat this process to remove all. There are, of course, easier ways to remove all of the elements. Let's try pop. Superpowers.pop removes the last element only. So if I run this and let's remove the flight, if I run this, as you can see, it removed the last element only. So super jump is removed. You can also delete by index. So if I type del superpowers 0, it only removes the item at this index. So flight is removed. Python lists come with a ton of built-in methods. Let's cover some of the most useful ones. First, let's try sorting. So imagine that I have a list like this, numbers equals 1, 3, 5, 2, 0. So this is unsorted. I want to sort this list in increasing order. I need to use sorting function. Traditionally, you should use loops and conditions and compare each element and compute it, but Python has an easier way for lists. All you gotta do is type numbers dot sort. So you can provide key, or is it reverse sorting? You can specify that, but don't need to. Just print the list. It's in place, so you don't need to assign it to another variable. As you can see, it's sorted. Now let's try reverse. Reverse. You can also print the reverse of the list using reverse function. It's also in place. So 0, 2, 5, 3, 1. It's all okay. Now let's try count function and count the occurrences of an element. Let's have duplicate elements and remove this line and print numbers.count 2. So there are two elements that equals 2. Now let's see how we can extend our list by another list. All you gotta do is numbers.extend, provide the list you want to extend it by. So I will provide 6 comma 7, as you can see inside square brackets because it's another list, and print numbers. It's also in place, so you don't need to assign it to. As you can see, 1, 3, 5, 2, 2, 0, 6, 7. And let's see a final function that will be helpful. Numbers.clear. So it will empty our list. It will remove all elements in the list, and you can see in output, as you can see, there is an empty list here. You can also explore various functions here like this. Before we wrap up, let's talk about list comprehensions a bit. A concept way to create lists. They are Pythonic feature that can replace loops in many cases. Here's an example. We will talk in detail about these comprehensions in upcoming video, but let's define a list name squares equals square of each element starting from 0. Let's compute and type 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9, and 4, 16. Here are the squares for our first 5 numbers starting from 0 and how we can do it using list comprehension. So we can print it now. Let's print it. Squares. It says 0, 1 for 9, 16. Now let's define something like this. Squares comprehension equals x to the power of 2 for x in range 5. This expression will create a list for x in range 5, so 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and apply this operation to all of it. So it will take square of each number in this range, and it will create a list. So if we print it, squares comprehension, so it will print the same thing. If you type something like this, x for x in range 10, if x modulus 2 equals 0, so we will get only even numbers. And let's rename it to evens. Evens, so print it. It's, as you can see, only even numbers 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. 10 is not included again, if you remember. They are elegant and efficient, so definitely practice using them. So everybody, that's a wrap on Python lists. We have covered what lists are and how to create them, accessing and slicing lists, modifying lists, common list methods, and list comprehensions. If you enjoyed the video, please do not forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching and have a nice day ahead.